This video was sponsored by Card Kingdom. You can visit their store by using my referral link in the description below. So these lands are all pretty good. I think you do first pick them sometimes, certainly, especially the green one. The green and white one frequently probably first pick, but they're all nice. It's easy to underrate them because it's like, what's the big deal? It's a land. Well, the difference is that it's a land that if you draw it late, it actually does a thing, and that's pretty nice. This pack does have some other good stuff, though. Patchwork Automaton has been pretty impressive so far. So has Moonsnare Specialist. I like Befriending the Moths, too, but I think we're basically looking at Takenuma, Abandoned Mire, Patchwork Automaton, and Moonsnare Specialist as our possible picks. I kind of like the Automaton. I mean, there are some decks in the format it won't be good in, or as good, but most decks in this format have enough artifacts to really make it quite good, and I think it is better than Takenuma. So, you know, we'll keep our eye open for artifacts. We did get the blue-red signpost here. What else we got, though? Yeah, I haven't been that impressed with this saga. And this card's not very good either, so those aren't as impressive. This is a pretty good shrine. You know, we just did pass one, and it's a good one all on its own, for sure. Yeah, nothing else that great. Oh, there's a Master's Rebuke, too. It's tempting to take the Mechanaut and just try to see if we can make the artifact deck happen. And I'm leaving some stuff on the table, but none of it is so good that I think I'm going to feel really bad about it. I mean, I like Go Shintai and Master's Rebuke, but the Mechanaut's great. You know, if we're in blue-red, it's just as good as those cards are, really. And neither of them are so good that I'm like, yeah, maybe I'll do something else. Okay, so not a great pack. I do like the Modern Age okay. Yeah. I mean, you know, Dockside Chef's pretty good. I mean, it can definitely draw you a bunch of cards. You know, if we're really trying to go hard in artifacts, we'd grab something like the Sphere, just because it is one. But I think the Modern Age is better overall than Mnemonic Sphere is. Yeah, I think I like the Modern Age here over like the Chef. We'll take it. Okay, so Experimental Synthesizer is really sweet. It's probably been an overperformer here early in the format. I've liked it a lot. There's also a Selfless Samurai and a Walking Skyscraper. These are both excellent uncommons. You know, this is a great 2-drop, and this is a great win condition, either like a ramp deck or a modification deck. And a lot of decks end up with enough modifications to play it anyway. But, so yeah, we're looking at like Synthesizer, maybe Scrapyard Steelbreaker. These two cards are definitely better, like, in a vacuum. So, yeah. I think I'm actually going to go Skyscraper here. It'll fit into this deck most likely, and it's really good. So we could have had all the shrines. Network Disruptor, not nearly as exciting in this deck as it is in Ninjas, but we might end up with some Ninjas, and it is a cheap artifact that does a thing, and I like that more than I like Go Shintai. So we do have a Song Shaper, but I still like the Disruptor more than the Song Shaper. The 4-mana Black Saga is sort of a 3-for-1. It does have a really weird... It's a really weird card, because if your opponent doesn't have any creatures, they can just ignore it. They don't even have to discard. And that bothers me a lot. Like, the way they designed that card is very strange. But, you know, maybe I'm underrating it. So, Ironhoof Boar is nice. You know, it's an artifact, like, win condition, but also a nice trick. I like it more than Iron Apprentice, even though it could be free in our deck. Nothing in here really pulling me into a different direction. The Boar is plenty good, so we'll just grab him. Okay, so here we have an option between Moonsnare Specialist, which is probably the better card, and the Song Shaper, which is another artifact payoff type deal. I do think we probably take the Specialist here. We're not going to be like amazing at setting it up, but its worst case is still that you play it and it bounces something, and, you know, we do have a Network Disruptor, so I like the Specialist enough to take it here. You know me, I love my bounce cards. So right now, this gets modified, and that's it. You know, we probably want a little more modification-wise to play the Skyscraper, but I think it's pretty doable. Okay, so here we've got some interesting options. Ninja's Kunai is really good and happens to be an artifact. You know, it's been... I think I give it a C+ in the set review. Seems like it's lived up to that. Swiftwater Cliffs is a pretty good dual land, but I do think we probably just take the Kunai here. Removal that is an artifact is certainly something we're interested in at this point in this deck. So yeah, I mean, the Saga can be a 3-for-1 to go back to the Knight's Reach Saga or whatever. But, you know, those cards where you give your opponent choices are always underperformed, virtually always, like, because they can just pick two options that don't matter that much to them. Making them do it twice does increase the chances that one of them is going to make them feel bad, but it's still something I have a hard time getting behind. Okay, we'll take the Sling. It's definitely a more aggressive card than maybe some of our deck has us going, but we could definitely end up there. And the Sling's a great card anyway. This first weekend of streaming, I think people are really sleeping on the Sling so far. Feels like the red 1-drops in general, I've been able to get them in like every deck. And it's been pretty cool. So this is an artifact payoff, but it's just so underwhelming. Like, yeah, we don't, you know, if we end up with like multiple experimental synthesizers, maybe I'd think about it. But that's pretty much it. And even then, it's not great. So do we just want to take the Samurai? I mean, this is more on with what we want to do, but the Samurai on its own is actually an okay card, so I think I'm just going to take it. So this will help us splash, and it's an artifact. I think we're probably interested in that more than Thundersteel Colossus. I mean, the Skyscraper is basically like a better Thundersteel Colossus, so... Oh, nice. This is a late synthesizer. I do think we take it over the Ogre, though I do like the Ogre. So people... I've been seeing synthesizers a lot, too. Gift of Wrath's okay. Sure. Yeah, it looks like, you know, we forced it a little bit, you know, in this opening pack. A little bit. You know, I first picked a card that I think was good to first pick in the Automaton, but then I didn't have to take the Signpost, and we did, but I think it's actually going to work out. So that's good. So, Behold the Unspeakable. Oh. Okay. Well, I was going to say something about Behold the Unspeakable being great, and it is. But we also have Jugon Defends the Temple, and we already have some fixing. And I do think, you know, you kind of do want to play it earlier, ideally, but it's still powerful enough that I think we're in on it here. Behold the Unspeakable has been quite good, but the Green Saga is a bomb, and this is... It's not that far, but it's not quite as good, and we do already have some fixing. I think we just go for it with Jugon Defends the Temple here. And maybe pick up like another Terrarium or some nonsense. There's one in this pack. Another Patchwork Automaton, yes please. So this is fixing and it's exciting, but if we can get two Patchwork Automatons, we have the foundation of a very good artifact deck. Like it's just like such a great win condition. Gravelighter and Skyblessed Samurai are also great too, but I really like the Automaton. Okay. Sky Swimmer Koi, probably the pick here. Not a great pack for us overall. The Trash Bot, I mean, we do have a lot of artifacts and a few enchantments, but I think the Koi is probably still better. You know, sort of kind of fixing in the sense that it'll let us loot and try to find our green mana, but yeah. We'll take the Koi. Probably not playing Gift of Wrath in this deck, if I had to guess. The Samurai may not make the cut in the end either, just because it doesn't do anything. Yeah. So, it doesn't feel like we have enough modification stuff going on to really want Upriser Renegade. We have a little bit, but probably not enough yet. I think we'd rather just take an artifact creature out of this pack. I don't love the Crab, but I do think it's okay. But I think I'd rather take the like aggressive artifact payoff 2-drop here. Pack 1, pick 1 was a Patchwork Automaton. Is that right? Yes. Yes, it is. So Michiko's Reign of Truth has been a very good early performer. Like, I thought it would be good, like, in certain decks. Like, I gave it a build-around grade, but, you know, it's early. But every time I've seen someone play this, it gives a massive boost. It doesn't matter what white deck they're in. And so Chapter 1 and 2 have been really impressive overall. Another Mirror Shell Crab. I may just take the Artificer. I mean, we have enough artifacts. You know, it helps with our Skyscraper. It's fine. It's not great. Maybe the Crab is just better. But I think we're going to go with the Artificer here. So we do get another one. There's also another Simian Sling, though. Wow. So, you know, at the beginning of this draft, I said Bosiju is kind of nuts, and is first pickable in a lot of packs, so it's odd to me that it's still here. But it is. It's interesting because we do have Jugon Defends the Temple. The only downside is we'd have to be running like a random green land that we can't search up with our terrarium. So I should probably just take the Sling. That's probably the sane pick here for us. But it is exciting to see Bosiju there. Another Ninja's Kunai. We just have an Uncharted Haven. Maybe I want that a little more than a second Kunai, given our Jugon situation. I think that's probably true. I do like the Kunai, but if we're going to play the Jugon thing, yeah. So, Papercraft Decoy is okay. Mnemonic Sphere, not bad. You know, being able to channel it away is good. This is okay. You know, I probably just want another Song Shaper. Like, grabbing artifacts that actually add to the board while synergizing with all of our artifact stuff is just better overall than taking, like, Mnemonic Sphere, I feel like. And the Song Shaper does it. And I do hate the art, but, you know, you gotta play what you gotta play. But, God, yeah, it doesn't look like magic art to me, but... Here we will take a Sphere. I like it more than Futurist Sentinel for us. Amber Keeper's fine. We may or may not end up with enough modified creatures, but it's a decent little card. I mean, I've been happy with it in, like, red-white aggro and stuff, so. We'll just cut the red here. So, like, one more dual land would be good. I wouldn't hate another Terrarium either, honestly. Another Ember Keeper... Sure. Our deck does have, like, a modifications sub-theme, thanks to our Skyscraper and Jugon Defends the Temple, but we're not doing a ton of it. I mean, obviously, the Temple does it, Terrarium does it, Automaton does it, Simian Sling does it, too. We actually probably do have enough modifications to consider at least playing the Ember Keeper. Yeah, I don't really want either of those. Yeah, it's unfortunate because so far I feel, you know, I hate the art on this card, and so far I feel like it's overperformed a little bit. Ooh. Yeah. Thousand Face Shadow is great. I think it's probably what we end up taking here. You know, we're not a ninja deck, but we don't need to be. It just copies attacking creatures when we ninjutsu it. And in the early game, it's just a 1-mana 1/1, and that's perfectly fine. We could use some more removal. And I also like Circuit Mender a lot. And Voltage Surge would be nice, but I think Thousand Face Shadow is what we take here. It's just really a really good card for what it does. Yeah, I would love a Circuit Mender or a Voltage Surge for sure, but Thousand Face Shadow is good enough that I think we take it here. Okay, so Reinforced Ronin can be pretty sweet because it combos with our Automatons, and that's probably just what we're going to take here. We could take the Terminal for more fixing, and I like the Koi okay, and the Sling as well, but I think with 2 Patchwork Automatons, we're pretty interested in this card. We have ended up being more aggressive in the end. It feels. So Iron Apprentice is okay. I may just take another Ironhoof Boar, though. We've got 18 creatures. There's a Roaring Earth. I don't think we have quite... This is something that if green's not a base color, you kind of can't play, because if you don't have the mana for it early, you won't be able to do anything with it late. And that's not so good. Prosperous Thief is pretty good. It cranks out treasure. Yeah, I think I actually want it more than I want Ironhoof Boar. Yeah, we'll go with the Thief. Okay. So Runaway Trash Bot looking interesting, but I think Acquisition Octopus is good enough and takes a little less finagling to make it work. Uncanny Valley. Yeah, maybe that's what bothers me about it, too. I can't entirely put my finger on it. It just doesn't feel right. You know? And I'm not the kind of person who comments on Magic Art most of the time. But I had a hard time not doing so there. We don't have enough auras, do we? No. So Shrine Steward's not going to be good. Puzzle Maker's okay. We don't have enough. Well, I guess we do have a little bit of channel going on. And we have... Interesting. We also have the Modern Age. Are we interested in Containment Construct more than we are, like, these things? We might be. We have Koi, too? Okay, I'm doing it. I think we have enough discard effects, and it's another 2-mana artifact. I think we can... I think it has enough support in this deck. Yeah. League of Legends art. Yeah, I could see that. So Kamado faces Kakazan, you know, if we were like red-white or black-red is pretty good. It's a little less good here. We may still play it, but it's not that exciting in this deck. I don't think we want the puppet either, so... So, fixing-wise. We do have the Treasure Thief now, on top of our Uncharted Haven and a Terrarium. So the question here is whether I want another Song Shaper or another Terrarium. I'm sort of leaning Song Shaper here. As much as I like the Terrarium, I don't think... I mean, I think we already have enough fixing for Jugon. I think we just go for it with another Song Shaper there. Okay, I like Searchlight Companion a reasonable amount. I'm happy to get one here. So yeah, I don't see Peerless Samurai really being a card in this deck. You know, as many colorless cards as we have, we may even be able to run, like, 2 forests. So we do have a lot of them. One thing we don't have enough of is removal. So that could end up being a problem for our deck. I think it looks pretty sweet apart from that. We'll take an Iron Apprentice here. Get some more modification going, I guess. Cheap artifact. Yeah, I mean, some random fixing would be nice, wouldn't it? We don't want any of this stuff, so we'll just put a thing in our deck. Yeah, I mean, if I'm going to play something from this pack, it's probably the Sentinel. Yeah, I mean, not that interested in Brute Suit in this particular deck. But I guess I'll grab it. Maybe we are. Maybe we are. It is an artifact. Okay, so we didn't get nearly as much removal as I think I would like to have. I think our deck has a lot of sweet synergy, at least, but I think the only removal we have is like 1 kunai, isn't it? We have a bounce creature. Yeah, we didn't do good on the removal here. A little sad. We did end up a fairly aggressive deck, like blue-red artifact aggro seems to be our thing. So that's interesting. Yeah. Don't think we're that interested in the Artificer in the end. I mean, it does help with like our Skyscraper, but we have enough stuff going on to cast a Skyscraper anyway, and it's just not... We're not really, like, ramping, you know. If we were doing a little more ramping, I think I'd be interested, but we are not. So for Containment Construct, in terms of things that we can combo with it, we've got Reinforced Ronin, like we could channel it and then cast it, which is pretty silly. And the Modern Age, which we could discard stuff and then still be able to cast it. Sky Swimmer Koi, yeah, it's probably still not enough in the end. I mean, if I was short on playables, I'd probably go for it, but we're not. So, so I think we probably end up cutting it in the end. It does, reinforced Ronin is like the sweetest thing we could do with it. But yeah, I think we probably lose it. Mnemonic Sphere, yeah, we can combo the Sphere with it too. That's true. That's another card we could combo with it. Don't feel like that's enough still. I guess we'll keep an eye on it because we're going to have to trim some other cards anyway. And if we still have a bunch of ways to take advantage of it, it might be worth going back to it. So the Ember Keepers, you know, we have some stuff going on, but they're not exactly great in this deck. I mean, we really want, you know, most of our cards to be artifacts, basically. And they are. And, you know, getting extra points off of being an artifact is a big deal when you have 2 Patrick Automatons, especially. Lesser extent, you know, our other artifact payoffs, but I don't think we're going to run 3 forests in the end. We're definitely going to run 1. So, yeah. So, things that aren't artifacts. You know, Kamano Faces Kakazan is on that list. And we do have a lot of... We have plenty of 1-drops already, I think. I think we can probably lose it. This obviously isn't an artifact, but we're playing it, so... Most of our other stuff is, you know, Moonsnare Specialist and Sky Swimmer Koi are not. But... it's probably okay. They're both good cards, like, you know, and this is an artifact payoff at least. So maybe Iron Apprentice is something we could cut. It's probably our worst 1-drop. Yeah. So one more cut. God, maybe it's like Moonsnare Specialist. Could be. Feels like it might be. It's our, like, least powerful card. Well, this doesn't do artifact stuff either. And I think I like the Specialist more than the Modern Age. Yeah. Yeah, I think I do. All right. So our deck has a ton of artifacts. 18 to be exact. So we're really trying to milk Patchwork Automaton for all the value possible, especially. That's like plan A. But we also just have like a pretty aggressive curve out, and we can slam some big boys in the late game if we need to. Works for me. I do mana-wise, I think... we probably go down to 1 forest. Because we've got Forest, Uncharted Haven, Ecologist Terrarium, Prosperous Thief. And that's probably enough fixing. Plus we have like loot effects like the Koi, draw effects like the Sphere. So, yeah. So then I think we want to add in... Oop, wrong way. Do we want 8 islands? We do have... it's kind of an even mix between islands and mountains. Yeah. I think I want more mountains. Maybe not, though. We have basically the same number. I mean, I think so. We really want to be able to play Song Shapers on turn 2, and we're less likely to do that if we run 1 less island. And so, you know, these are the better 1-drop creatures we have for the most part, too. So, all right. The Ninjutsu is double blue. That is a good point you have there on this. That's generally not going to be something I'm doing early anyway, so I think we can probably get away with it. Okay. This deck looks sweet. I would have loved, like, a couple more removal spells, but other than that... other than that... Like, 2 more Ninja's Kunais would have been good. I would have gladly run one over, like, a Mnemonic Sphere or something. Alright, good opening hand. So, lead with our Sling. I might be willing to trade my Sling for that thing. So, we're gonna attack here. Then we'll play our Song Shaper. So, yeah, I'm already feeling a little uneasy about the extreme lack of removal in this deck, just based on what this board looks like right now. Okay. So this actually... Oh, no, it makes a colorless token. That's right. It does help set up our Moon Snare Specialist, so I probably want to play the Companion here. I think I will. We'll play Companion main phase 1 and then attack with both our guys. Oh. There's some nonsense. Okay. So I could play the Specialist and just swing out here. That doesn't seem too bad. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Nice. Kieran has returned. Okay, we can get our green mana, which is nice. So I could play the Terrarium and get green and put a counter on, like, our Companion. That doesn't seem too bad. Not getting one of our Patchwork Automatons early is a little rough. I think that's going to be key to this deck doing well, especially without removal. Oh, I have to sack it to put the counter on. I kind of forgot about that. Okay. So let's swing with our Specialist here. And then we'll play Acquisition Octopus. So the problem is, if they play something and can stick Cloudsteel Kieran on it, I'm not sure how good of a job we're going to do of getting rid of it. So, you know, this isn't the matchup you want to see in this particular situation. So let's Synthesizer. Hey, there's a Patchwork Automaton. It's a little late, but we just, you know, almost every card in our deck is an artifact, so I think we're okay with that overall. So I think we do just swing with both of these 2/2s. Good chance the Octopus just dies, of course, but... They must have a trick, right? I mean, maybe an enchantment? No. Just a trick. I can live with the trick. We'll hold on to this. Oh, hello. They give us some serious value in a few turns, at least. So... Terrarium. Yeah, I think we use our Terrarium here and put a counter on Searchlight Companion. And then... I think we just swing out. I mean, we're probably going to lose our Automaton here, obviously, but we can live with that. So they can cast the Kieran from their graveyard. Okay, so they're definitely planning on sticking the Kieran onto something, which is not good for us. We will play our Jugon Defends the Temple here. So yeah, they're gonna stick the Kieran on something. I think our Kunai is our only way of dealing with that, right? Our whole deck. So... if we find our Kunai, we're gonna win. If we don't find our Kunai, I think we're gonna lose. It's that simple. Yeah, so make this a 3/3. That'll get them to stop attacking with Narika, at least. And make you a 3/3. We will synthesize here. Not a Kunai, unfortunately. So we may as well get them down to low life, so that if we do draw our Kunai, we can do something about this. Yeah, Kunai is our only removal. We have a Specialist, too, obviously. I guess we could find a way to get the Specialist back to our hand with our other ninjutsu, or make a copy of it with our Thousand-Faced guy. So there's a couple ways we might actually get there. But yeah. Let's attack with Song Shaper. They trade. That works. I mean, I guess I get to recast that, so it's not amazing. Oh. Okay. So we can block Narika. Never mind. Okay, they're going to do a bunch to us here. And we're actually sort of losing our ability to even do lethal to them anyway. We are about to get Jugon, I guess. So there's that. Oh, thank God. Okay, so we have to plan this out correctly. So if I play the Kunai and kill that and swing out, they can only block 2 things. And they're dead. Yeah. Oh, except I have to put it on a creature. Oh yeah, the Kieran falls off too. Good points all around. Good points. I think that means we have to wait things out a little. Yeah. Put it on Vigilance is a good idea. In general, even if we don't do a thing this turn. So if I have 3 blockers, we can attack and they'll block. They won't take enough. So I think we just have to hold on to the Kunai here, unfortunately for us. Oh, we can do 3 to them. So we can swing out here. Right? This can do 3 to them. Yeah, so... all we have to do is get through for 1, and then we Kunai, so... 1 damage gets through on this swing. Oh, except... except they have the Kieran. That was the whole reason for all of this. Yeah, okay. We will end our turn. So this is going to be interesting. We go to 5. They get another combat phase. If I swung and killed Narika, then the Kirin... Oh, but they would have had to block. Well, no, they wouldn't have had to. Yes, they would have had to. Maybe I missed lethal. This format's so complicated. But I feel like if I did that, they still would have had this blocker. So I don't think it was enough. Because they would have only taken 2. I mean, I guess their Kirin was going to be dead. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, I didn't think that through. Okay, well, we still do have one other way to make this work out for us in our deck. I mean, the Kirin doesn't have text that it's its own, but it would still be able to block. But it might still have been worth it. So, I think this means we kill Narika in response, sadly. Unfortunately, they have enough mana to re-equip the Kirin. So I think we're in trouble here. We have to draw... Not that. Yeah, I don't think we had lethal that turn. I may have missed it, though. That's gonna be sad if I did. Trying to think back to what the board looked like. I kill Narika. Swing with everything. They block 3 things and take 2. I mean, I guess the Kirin would have had to die. It wouldn't have been lethal, but it may have effectively been lethal, and I might have missed that. But yeah, we're dead here because this will get 2 combat phases, and we can't do anything about it. So, we dead. So, yeah. It may have effectively been lethal. I understand that if it's unequipped, it doesn't have the effect. I understand that. But it still would have been a blocker. So Narika would have been dead, but the Kirin would have been back as a blocker. I would have attacked. They would have blocked everything, which would have included their Kirin. So, I mean, what I'm saying is you might be right that it was effectively lethal. Effectively. But it wasn't actual lethal. But it probably was the best move to make either way. So, yeah. It probably was the best move to just attack their kunai, the thing that was equipped with the Kirin, and then they pretty much have to block with the Kirin. So... yeah, part of it is just how complicated the format is, and part of it is that the Kirin is odd in that it has that line of text that only works once it's equipped. It's basically 2 different cards. The other cards that do things, you know, kind of make sense with the other reconfigure cards. That one does not. Yep, this is a keep. I mean, we'd like some blue mana, but we can get away without it. Man, now I really wish I had blue mana. I mean, I guess I go ahead and equip this. I have the mana to do it, so why not? Yeah, this limited is very complex, which is not good for me, I don't think. But yeah, that's an annoying card. Aha! Okay. So, I mean, I probably just swing here and play Searchlight Companion. The equipment will fall off if we equip it to something else because it's no longer a creature. I guess it's probably better to play our Mechanaut than the Companion. I think we go ahead and attack here. No, we don't. I think the value of having the Sling is worth it, actually. So let's just play the Mechanaut. And end our turn. We can leave up the Kunai, too, so... But yeah, I mean, that was like... Running up against that Kieran was like the worst possible matchup for our deck. In terms of... dealing with... Well, that's annoying. So they get to kill our Sling here. In terms of dealing with... Not only can they deal with our Sling, both creatures in our hand die to the trigger too. But anyway, yeah, the Kieran is something you absolutely have to remove. It doesn't matter like how much action you get. That's a really good draw, obviously. So they can kill the 1/1 token, which is a bummer, but I think we're okay with that overall. I could play Jugon and the Disruptor. That's probably worth it. That way they only kill one thing. Yeah. So let's attack them in the air. Let's play Disruptor. And we'll tap down a Plains. Because why not? Yeah, removal in general is important in this format. We don't have any. But yes, you're correct that the artifact and enchantment removal is important. So the reason I wanted to play another thing is so that I could take advantage of both counters. We'll see whether I regret that or not. But, I think it was probably worth doing. I could have just held on to the card, and there's maybe some value to be had there, but yeah. Yeah, we could have used more removal. Have I mentioned that yet? I would happily take like the destroy artifact, put a counter on a thing card. I'd happily take that at this point. Okay. Counter, counter. Do you kill something? You might. Number of cards in your hand, the colors you're in, the amount of mana you have. They all seem to indicate that that's a real possibility. Oh yeah, naturalize all of the... They're pretty much premium or close to it. Okay. Well, I think we attack with our Mechanaut here. They're probably saving their removal to deal with Jugon himself. Which I'm okay with, I think. We'll attack here. Could have Wanderers, whatever. Does 4 to the attacking creature. Alright, then we play our companion. You know, it's funny. I've played red-white twice in this format, and I didn't actually get the samurai. I like that common a lot, though. I love these designs that sort of smooth things out for you mana-wise. They're just good for Magic for the most part. So we will have 3 modified creatures next turn, and then we can get a 4th if we draw another, which is cool. So I think we put the kunai on something that is... I mean, we won't be able to use it, but having a 3rd modified creature, I guess it doesn't matter that much in the immediate future. So it's probably still better to put it on something that can throw it away. Yeah. Yeah. I don't want to show them I have no gas left, so I'm not going to. I don't have to, so I won't. So yeah, if we get him to transform and we just draw a creature, we get to, and it's cheap enough, we get to just throw some counters onto it, which is powerful, obviously. Dragonfly suit. Yeah, that's annoying. I can throw my kunai at it at some point, but... Nice. Well, well, well. So I think we're going to do some nonsense here. So I have some options. I could try to ninjutsu this in, but I guess I can't do a great job of it thanks to Dragonfly Suit. I mean, I could attack with both of these flyers and then flash this in once blockers are declared and make a copy. But the question is whether that's better than just playing this as a... 1, 2, 3, 4, a 5-mana 5/5 flyer, which is what it will become. So I can kunai this once they crew it too. Man, we have a lot of sweet options here. I guess it's a good problem to have, because we could throw this at that once it gets crewed. It does kind of feel like a massive shadow is just better, right? But I guess I get to replay something. Yeah, it's probably better to make a copy than anything else. Okay. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. I think the copy is the right way to go. So we'll attack with both of those. All right. Question is whether even using the kunai is worth it. It probably is. They may have that card that can save their creature, which would not be good. They do. Oh, it's tapped. That's fine with me, then. I can live with that. Alright, so then we throw in the Thousand Face Shadow with Ninjutsu. The Companion gives us another body. And the Mechanaut gives us... I think we're more interested in the Companion. Because we get to rebuy the trigger, so... Oh, yeah. And then, well, either way we get to rebuy the trigger, but yeah, we'll do this to return it to our hand. Then we'll ninjutsu this and make a copy of our Mechanaut. This costs 1 now. We're so close. We don't have X to pay. Otherwise I would, you know. But pretty good turn right there. Then when we replay this for 1 mana, we can pump all our mana into it to make it massive. So that was the question there, whether it was better to just go with 1 big creature or go wide, basically, is what we were looking at. Not too worried about that in the immediate future. Okay, so we've got... We only have 2 modified creatures. We can't quite get to 5 here. Well, maybe we can. So we play the companion and pump both. Oh yeah, we can do it. Give a counter to each of these and then play this, give a counter to it. And that makes this massive. So, yeah. Alright, so let's play our companion. So, yes, we will take action. We will pay 1. Ah, wish I'd paid more than 1 now, but I think that was the right thing to do. I mean, I think the route we took was right. So I could still... I think playing the sling is probably worth it, so... Okay. And... yeah, I think that means... I think we attack with both of those. Okay, yeah. Jugon won us the game, basically. He'll do that. Man, these games are complicated. We haven't really gotten to go off with our Patchwork Automatons yet. It's bound to happen. We have 2 and 18 artifacts in our deck. So... okay, nice hand. Would be a great hand with one of those automatons, but you know. So I think we just lead with the Disruptor. I know we don't get to tap anything, but I think I'm okay with that. It is interesting that it's not a May. So attack. Play Song Shaper. Okay. You know, I was thinking I was going to play the Ronin, but... Sling Kunai is pretty good, too. Probably have the kill spell, Wanderer's Intervention, yeah. I had a feeling. We have the mana. I think I'm going to go ahead and equip it to probably the Disruptor, I guess. Just because the Sling, if I want to equip it, is a little awkward. So. Well, I'm glad I can kill that, because it's a problem. I kind of feel like that's just what I need to do. Yeah. Oh, not the equip. So, we haven't done nearly as much damage early as I would like here. So I'm a little worried they'll find a way to stabilize now that we're out of gas. Yeah, that's not good. They can't crew it, but, you know, they got to Flame Tongue Kavu. Ooh, we got the combo. Let's do it. Hard to kill an automaton, but not impossible with 4 mana. Okay, well, that's a little slow. We like the slow. Search up your forests. We'll keep attacking you. Man, I wish I had more red mana. I think we probably go for the damage, the quicker damage here, as opposed to playing the Mechanaut. So, yeah. Play Ronin. Swing out. And end our turn. So, this is going to make a big creature in the near future. We just kind of have to hope they can't. Okay. Unfortunately, they get a token, too. So, they may have just stabilized on us. Oh yeah, they can crew this now. Yeah, that's not good. That's not good. I think our problem with removal is about to come up again. This is going to make a huge creature. We do have bounce in our deck, at least. Which could come in handy in the near future. So, this has reach, unfortunately. But yeah, we'll move the Sling to our Disruptor, so we can chip in for 2 here. Then we'll play Mechanaut. Sure, we'll play our island. So this is going to turn into a huge reach creature. It's unfortunate they killed our automaton. It was probably... Oh my god. 2 reach creatures. We're not completely out of it, but we're getting there. Yeah. Okay. Remember to draft removal, kids. That's the moral of today's draft. We have a really synergistic deck, but if you don't have any removal, kind of doesn't matter. So, Sling is interesting here. Yeah, the deal 10 to face card would be nice, that's for sure. One reach creature is attacking me, which is... Oh, they wanted to crew their vehicle and they didn't. That sucks. They're probably still going to beat us, so... It doesn't really matter, but... Uh-oh. That card wrecks us. So that was a lie. That oops was a lie. Oh, maybe not, though. I guess maybe they wanted to return this and recast it. I guess that was probably even better than what they're about to do to us. Yeah, I think I'd say we're done here. Because if they'd returned that, they could have recast it and killed our Disruptor, too, and we'd just be entirely defenseless. Yeah, we're dead. There's just not a way for us to come back. Removal, removal, removal. So the one game we won is basically because our Mythic went off. So, you know. I mean, I think if we get a good Automaton start, we'll be in great shape. We haven't quite gotten it going early enough yet. But, yeah. The lack of removal is going to keep rearing its ugly head, I think. So I think this is a keep. It's a bit bad, but I do think we keep it. We're just going to play this as a creature. Like the normal way. Izumi Prowler. Sweet card. Drawing mana there was pretty nice, not gonna lie. Play Song Shaper. Let's just top deck a forest now. Glad your pre-release went well, Pair Hunter. And yeah, you know, the sagas have in fact turned out to be good. So, in a world of ninjutsu where we really don't want them to rebuy that ability, I think we just block. If they want to use a trick or whatever, that's fine. But letting them rebuy the Prowler ability would have been bad. And now they can still do it, of course. But I'm not that concerned about it. Okay, so we did get Automaton here. So I think that's probably where we go. We probably go Automaton, Kunai, and we probably just have to take the Prowler at some point. And that point being now, probably. Nice! Another win! That time it pretty much was our Automaton, I'm guessing. I'm guessing they looked at their hand and they were like, uh-oh. I don't have a way to kill that. The Automaton did it. We'll say that was an Automaton win. That's what we'll go with. Ooh, early Automaton and cheap artifacts. I mean, I wish I was on the play a little bit, but but it's not bad. I couldn't have copied the Automaton. That's not how Thousand Face Shadow works, unfortunately. That would be bonkers if it worked that way. You have to ninjutsu it for it to do the copying, basically. I wish it worked that way. So we're holding on to the artifacts for our automaton. Oh, no. Well, this is going to be an interesting race, I think, between automaton and Blade of the Oni. Who will win? Well, I'd say I like our chances right now. So we go Sling, Sphere, so I think we play our synthesizer here and hope we hit something we can play. And we don't. We got something comically difficult to play. That's okay, though. So we'll play our kunai. I think we equip the kunai here. We actually have an attack now. They can't kill our creatures, so... yeah, so we go for it. We're in pretty good shape. I mean, the specialist is going to be helpful. If they find a way to kill our automaton, we're in trouble, but it is at least difficult, you know? Yeah, so they make that a 5/5 menace. I'm okay with it. We take 5 to the face. I kind of forgot about the vigilance, but, you know. Okay. So I think we play our specialist here and bounce, go Shintai. Yeah. I could see if they let me use the boar first. Because if I use the boar... no, it'd only get my toughness up by 1. Which is not enough. I could move the sling to the automaton and attack. But if I do that... yeah, no. We're just gonna bounce, go Shintai here. And then swing with both of these. Is the sling worth attacking with? It's actually probably not. That's a little disturbing that they felt like it was necessary to play that. Ooh. So we got some interesting stuff going on here. So, copying Moonsnare Specialist is pretty awesome. Problem is, I kind of have to kill Go Shintai before I attack. Although, maybe I don't, actually. Because I can wait to use the sling until they block, and that may open up more opportunities for our Thousand Face Shadow to do something bonkers here. So, if they do decide to block, we use the kunai to break up the block. Yeah. So, let's go to combat here, and if they don't block, we flash in our shadow. Let's have our trick. So, we've got a few things going on here. So they block that. I don't really want to return my automaton to my hand. I don't have the choice anyway. Do we want to use our boar here? Probably, right? Probably. All right, so... Then the question is, do I just play Thousand Face Shadow as I would normally? I don't really see the value in doing that. I mean, it's a 1/1, I guess. But if I just leave my mana up, I can leave the kunai up and my sphere, so... Yeah, I think that's fine. So, the fact that they played this freaking land scares me, because to me it means they have some big scary thing they want to play. Okay. Or, I guess they wanted to be able to play Ward. Makes sense. That makes sense. Alright, so they do have to basically use up their whole turn here to do this. And we are happy with that. I can tell you. Yeah, so we'll take 3 here. So, we are going to do Thousand Face Shadow here. Let's use our sphere. Yeah, so... This is going to be pretty sweet. Yeah, so we go to combat. Swing, swing. Oh. I screwed that up, though. Of course I did. Thought I had full control on, but I did not. Okay, well, that was the plan all along. I mean, I wasn't going to bounce anything. I don't know how I managed to do that, but I did. I did manage to do it. Do I actually want to use the synthesizer first? No, probably not. It's weird that it does that, because it should give you, it should be like, hey, use your ninjutsu since they can't block, you know, but it doesn't do that, and I don't know why. Okay, so this time I'm not going to screw it up. Probably. I guess we're going to play this sling so we pump our Song Shaper, yeah. We could use the kunai. It's true. So here we go. Here's what we're looking for. So, yeah, let's ninjutsu this in. Not like that, though. Why are you tapping my mana like that? Return our sling. Make a copy of Moonsnare Specialist. And bounce their blade. Okay. Then we'll equip the kunai to you. Hard for them to come back. I guess if they had farewell, it was possible. They did not. Good job, Thousand Face Shadow plus Bounce Ninja. Alright, we got to 3 wins, which for a deck with 1 removal spell, you know. And not even a good removal spell. It's like a decent one. I mean, it's pretty good in this deck just because it's an artifact, but it's not great. Yeah, if I was worried about a board sweeper, one nice thing you can do in this format too is just suit up your... although, yeah, that doesn't work actually, because they can just name... The Farewell lets you name like a million different things, so it would have worked. Okay, nice opening hand. Yeah, the Bounce Ninja has been sweet. More so, the Automaton played a major role in us winning that game too, just because it sort of went off like incredibly quickly. But yeah. But it does feel like we've had 2 games where the Bounce Ninja did something nasty. Well, not the Bounce Ninja, but the ninja that copies stuff. So we are going to attack here. We are very much down with this trade. All right, played Mechanaut. So if we're allowed to keep our Mechanaut in play, we'll be able to play both of these next turn. Yeah, so we take 3. So far to me, it does feel like aggro is better in this format. There's just so many good 1-drops. 1-drops everywhere you look, you know? Okay. So Golden-Tail Disciple is pretty annoying here, I gotta say. I'm hoping we can set up our Octopus with our Moonsnare Specialist. So... yeah, let's attack with Mechanaut. We don't want to bounce yet. I don't really want to return my Mechanaut there. Luckily, this is a monk, so at least it doesn't get this boost. So I think we just take this. We're hoping we can play our Specialist and hit him with our Octopus on the next turn. So I think that's a pretty good turn. Yeah, the 1-mana Uncommon Saga might have been worth playing. I kind of was going more for synergy. Ooh, that's not good. So in just a few turns... oh, man, now I wish I'd played this. That's annoying. So we are going to play it now, and we're going to ninjutsu this instead of what we originally planned. It does make it harder for... our Octopus won't get in because of how we did this, but... so in a few turns, this gives them a very scary creature. Name green. Maybe I don't even need to bother with ninjutsu here. So, if they let this through, I get to ninjutsu. And that's probably worth it. Although bouncing this after it becomes a creature later might just be better. I'll leave the rat back, because it can at least just, like, block with it. Do I want a ninjutsu now? I don't think so. We may as well just attack with the Mechanaut, because they're just going to block the Octopus. And then I don't have any good blockers. I still have their rat, actually. So we'll go ahead and get in with the Octopus, too. Yeah, they do block it, which I sort of suspected they would, but I'm okay with it. This card's neat. I like the design on it a lot. Hey, look, 2 rats. I have 2 rats in my house, too. Yeah, I probably should have equipped the monkey. Uh-oh. So that's going to cause more immediate problems than tribute to Hirobi. Ooh. So we're going to be able to play the Skyscraper in the very near future. So I kind of feel like... yeah, I think we just played this. It'll let us play our Skyscraper next turn, for one thing. They are about to take these rats away from us, which is not cool. Let's sling... Let's attack them with the rats, I guess, first of all. Yeah, chip in with the rats. And then move the sling to the Mechanaut. So at least we can block Hirobi. Ninjutsuing one of them could have been worth it just to take the rat away, but I don't know. Doesn't feel great. Do I try to block Hirobi here? This thing is called Walking Skyscraper, and it doesn't have reach. Whose idea was that? So, I do kind of think we have to block. Yeah. It's sad, but it's true. If we let them hold on to that, there's a chance they blow us out. Luckily, they didn't. There was a chance they blew us out. So, we put a couple counters on things. I guess that does mean we'll need to draw a land to play our Skyscraper. We did get one. So, put a counter here and put a counter here. So, I think we just slam the Skyscraper here rather than play Moonsnare Specialist. Unfortunately, that flyer is still a problem. Yeah. We can bounce it, but, Hoo-hoo, Mech Titan Core. That's a sweet one. So, if I modify enough things, he will become large. We need 5, right? Right now we have 2. We have 2 of these to equip. The problem is, they can go wide enough on us that it probably doesn't matter. We probably have to bounce the Samurai here. So, the Sky Blessed one, that is. Yeah, bounce Sky Blessed Samurai. So, how much do I want to pay? I guess just paying 3 is pretty good. I was considering doing it a little differently, but... So our Skyscraper can actually attack pretty well here now. I guess it could have already, now that I think about it. Yeah. Let's do some skyscraping. You know, I think I can live with killing these 2 things. Of course, you do have to crew this. Yeah, actually, I think we want to kill that. We'll let them keep the core. Alright, so we thinned out the board a little bit, which is good. Basically, we need to make Jugon massive this turn or we're in trouble. And I think we can do it. We have 3 modified creatures and 2... Never mind. I guess I would need to draw 1 more thing. Alright, so I think we block and see if they can actually do something about this. They probably can, but... Okay, well, they don't have to 2-for-1 themselves. It's not a complete disaster, you know, other than the fact that they have a huge flyer. I guess they can't play it right now, though, at least. Okay. Well, Acquisition Octopus is looking pretty spicy here, so... yeah, I think we move the Sling to our Octopus. And we attack them. Do they crew the core just to block? No. That would have been funny, though. So then we play our Sphere. The old-fashioned way. We have the time to do it. I guess I should have attacked with my Remnant, too. Although Wanderer's Intervention is a real problem. Yeah, so then I think we move this to Remnant of the Rising Star. So next turn we'll get to draw 3 cards, which will be helpful. So they're able to play the Big Scary Spirit now. Or Samurai, I suppose is what it is. So I do think we block this with our token. Oh, we can actually use the ability now. So let's declare that 1 blocker. Then use our Sphere. Give us good stuff, please. That's pretty good, actually. Uh-oh. That's funny. So... we definitely attack with our Octopus. I definitely need to make my Remnant big enough that they can't kill it. So, let's attack with our Octopus first. Do they crew their core? Yeah, we're probably moving both of them to the Remnant. Although, we can just make a massive Searchlight Companion, too, which is pretty good. I think maybe we just move 1 to the Remnant. And then we play Searchlight Companion. So we're not going to put any on the token. Are we going to get ourselves out of this thanks to our Remnant of the Rising Star? Depends what they drew, obviously. But we might be able to get there here. That is a problem, but... yeah, so I have to give up both of these, which kind of sucks. The bright side is I have Acquisition Octopus in play. I have a way better board than they do after this happens. So I think we, you know, it's sad to lose them, but we're going to. I could consider chumping one of them, I guess. Interesting. I think it's still better. Just clearing out their board has got to be better, though. Yeah. Ooh. So we're going to get to draw 2 cards here. Spicy. Oh, you're right. I should have just used chump blocked and then used the kunai. I think we're still in pretty great shape. We are at one, basically at 1 because of their kunai, but other than that, yeah, I know they have their vehicle. That is a good point. The vehicle. No, I'm gonna replay whatever I ninjutsu back to my hand, so I'll be okay. And I'm gonna draw 2 cards, so I'll also be okay. Alright, so we do our shadow again. Return the sling. Make a copy of the octopus. Drop them to 4. Draw a card and draw a card. Nice. So... can they kill us? Or did we get ourselves out of this? They cannot kill us. We'll just kill their blocker here. All right, we did it. Thousand Face Shadow and Jugon did their thing in that game, so not too surprising. Oh God, don't you love bots? I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, who... yeah. Going into, like, random people's chats and being like, do you want to buy followers? It's like, what? Who are you talking to? Doesn't seem like the best advertising plan. But yeah, that was a fun game, if nothing else. Okay, pretty good. I mean, obviously we want blue mana, but... Shimmy and Sling. We did draw blue mana, which is good. Uh-oh. We would have liked one of those. Yeah, playing one of those on turn 1 is very scary if you have a deck filled with artifacts. And I think we can assume that theirs is. It's a cool card. Would have been great in our deck, too, to add to, like, our 2 automatons. It would have given us, like, a 3rd insane artifact payoff. I think something's dying here. Maybe. Hey, you get a koi. Cloud Swimmer koi as your pet, huh? Okay. Play this sphere. Which will buff up our Song Shaper. And then we'll attack. Well, we'll still attack. Nice. That's a pretty good draw when we don't have much action. So let's attack with our sling. Does it die? Yes, it does. Then we'll play our koi. I would assume Twitch punishes people who buy views or whatever, but it's also like, I feel like they can probably tell when it's happening without, and punish the person in terms of like the algorithm. But yeah. Ooh, that's another nice little reinforced Ronin combo. Not quite as exciting as some of the other one, but playing it and getting to rummage is or loot is pretty good. Oh boy, another land. That part's not so good. Alright, so we'll attack them for 5. Play our Haven. You know, I may as well just crack the sphere here. We may actually draw something we can play. And we do. Yeah. And now we have that combo going, too. Yeah. We'll do that. And throw away a mountain. So, every turn now, we get to play a Ronin, add a counter, and loot. Seems pretty good. Our deck is good, mostly. We have too little removal, but our deck's synergy, as you can see from our current situation, is pretty good. Alright, so they take down the koi. That does take away some of our fun. This is unfortunately casting an artifact, so this won't do the thing that we wanted to. The question here is whether it's better to just play these 2 3s, and it probably is, than to play the Ronin here. Which also means I need to play this land. So let's play the Octopus. Although... Nah, they're not even close because of Ward, so yeah. So we'll just attack here. We're not ninjutsuing, we're just going to cast the Thief the normal way. I know Prosperous Thief isn't an artifact. I'm not sure what I said makes you think I think it's an artifact, but yeah. Okay, so we play our Ronin here. Then I think we move the Octopus. Yeah, we move the Octopus to our Automaton. I think we attack with it. The question is whether I want to attack with the Thief too. I don't think so. I think the answer is no. Do they let me draw here? They do. Nice. So we'll play this and name green. Play our Song Shaper. That returns to our hand. No, I was talking about it making treasure won't trigger it. Oh, man. I mean, it's not the end of the world, of course, but it's not ideal either. Okay, so... Song Shaper... Ronin. Octopus. Attack. They're gonna block, which I think is good news for us. Land, then we will... Well, do I want to reconfigure it? I guess I do. Sticking it on Prosperous Thief doesn't seem bad. So they can kill something here if they want to with both of these, which isn't good. We had a pretty good start here, but I do feel like the rug has been pulled out from under us a little bit. Yeah, that's not good. None of that was good. Oh, that's helpful, though. Okay, so we play Specialist. At least we make them replay Hidetsugu. Then we play Ronin. Then we go to combat. We have a pretty good attack here, overall. I wonder if I should have unattached this. I probably should have. This was a situation when I should have removed the octopus, because going wide was just going to be better. So they have to replay Hidetsugu here. These guys have been impressive this weekend. I mean, about as good as I expected. They're sort of like... They're like C pluses, I think, but they synergize really well with this deck and the Samurai deck. Okay, so I think we're going to go wide here and try to just kill them. I think we might be able to if we unequip the octopus. So, unattach it. Play the Ronin. So we're doing okay with our one removal deck. I mean, the synergy has been enough, and we have two very powerful cards in our Thousand Face Shadow and our Jugon's thing. So it's working. I still would not say I want to end up in a deck where my only removal is a... We do have one bounce spell, I guess. We have one bounce spell and one Ninja's Kunai. Generally, you want more. And we definitely had games, like game 1 against the Kirin, where we had like no outs was bad, but... Yeah, the 1-drops are really good in this format. That's why one reason I think right now I'm leaning towards this actually being a pretty aggressive format. I mean, people have been doing, you know, slow shenanigans. But as the format shakes out, it feels like aggro. It feels like this is an aggressive format. This is not a good hand overall. I mean, I guess it's not a complete disaster. If I draw blue, I mean, I already have a 2-drop, and any land lets me play this. I guess it's a keep. It's not a good one, though. It's not one you feel good about. So they're a ninja deck, which can use a disruptor in some nasty ways. We're maybe about to see one of them. Yep, that's one of them. They get a treasure right away. They use it to replay their disruptor. Okay, so we want to play Song Shaper for sure. We kind of have to block Prosperous Thief here if we have the option. They may ninjutsu in the bounce ninja here, which at least my creature doesn't die, but their thief won't either, which is a bummer for us. Bounce ninja is incoming, I would say. Yep. Replay. Oh no. Yeah, I think we're getting run over this time. So far, in my experience, I think it's faster than Crimson Vow. So far. I mean, it is very early, obviously. I guess we want to play a Song Shaper again, because we want to try to trade for Prosperous Thief if we can. To get its nonsense out of here. Yeah, both things do happen. It does seem like both decks are legit. Like, I've seen grindy things and I've seen aggro things. Oh yeah, they held on to that, so how am I going to trade? So this is like the ideal ninja deck is what we're experiencing right now. So we're going to go with Companion here. End our turn. Oh, it's definitely too early to come to any strong conclusion. These are just my early thoughts, like how good one-drops are in this format is a real thing. Oh my god! Yeah, we get run over for our third loss. That's what's happening here. Yeah, we just take it. If we want to have... Well, I guess we have no hope, actually. I guess chumping there was necessary to have a little bit of hope, but we were out of hope there. So, our third consecutive 5-3. I mean, you know, 5-3 is not amazing, but if I had 5-3 every draft in this format, that's basically a 60% win percentage, so I can live with it. But, yeah.